Melbourne Contemporary basically came out of the idea to have a fresher look at ink art. And when I did a lot of research into older Hong Kong ink artists, especially Louis Chan and Chu Hing-wah, I really saw that a lot of them were looking at the city. They were all very, very concerned with ideas of the city, of their neighborhood, of social issues, and of sexuality. And I didn't see a lot of exhibitions about ink art, which I like a lot, and these topics made. So we thought, because we are a contemporary art gallery, we can do a thematic group exhibition about how ink art artists today perceive their urban environment, how they see how people live together, and how they approach new ideas of gender and sexuality. City comes from an artwork in the exhibition, which is a video animation out of the early 2000s in Shenzhen, Guangdong mostly. So a Chinese artist, but that is very connected also to the change of society in the early 2000s in China, but with that in southern China. And so this is one of the works which really captures the way how contemporary artists, especially artists that are based in ink, are seeing life and the city today. So we thought we need for that exhibition, we need a rather short and catchy title. So Ink City just fitted very well in our idea of making an exhibition. It is a very special art language and it has a long tradition, and I'm here in Hong Kong now since 16 years, and I've seen and met many of these ink art artists. And for me, as you say, coming from the outside, I might have a different and also fresher look at what these people are doing, because traditionally ink art is very, very connected with literati art, and for very good reason, and there's a fantastic and very interesting history in that, and we basically touch on that history with 2 or 3 works in the exhibition. However, we also, me and Catherine, the other curator, also think that it is a good time to re-look at ink art, because we see that there's a production by younger ink art artists that actually challenges that literati approach towards ink art. And then we moved on and really tried to find artists that worked with that topic and that challenged a little bit the old way how to look at ink, but still being in that tradition. And I mean, somebody. That's why we start with Vincent Chen, right? Because he's a great example of exactly that, of somebody that is very, very well a very, very good craftsman, very interesting in the politics, very interested in the way he deals with gender. So we have him, and then we have Lam Tung Pang looking at the city in the beginning, and then we have Louis Chan, the illegal immigrants, also looking at the society in Hong Kong. Upper class, lower class, people coming in from China, people coming in, obviously at that time also from Vietnam, and then Chu Hing-wah with this beautiful work about how people have to work hard, how people in the, how the thieves have to work, how the hawkers have to work, how the people pushing the papers have to work, right? So very, very Hong Kong issues, and they are basically the first wall of the exhibition, defining what the rest of the exhibition is talking about or is concerned about. Zhang Yangji is interesting because she actually was in New York when COVID started with her daughter in a smaller apartment, and being an Asian wearing a mask, people were quite hostile to her, because that was in the beginning in America, wearing a mask was actually a political statement. So she actually went out and made this long, wonderful silk painting with all the different masks, like Batman's mask, the Venice Carnival's mask, the earliest mask in history. So she made that kind of reflection about the history of masks in her small apartment in New York. So it's a great piece because it's very, very contemporary. It's also a very feminine piece, I think. But it also, that's why it is also how do we look at the world today, right? Or how does the world look at us? And that is overall the main topic of that exhibition.